Moving on to random stupidity number one. The economy, General Motors, Bank of America, all this other stuff. I used to be a union worker. I used to be a millwright. I built everything from car plants to hog farms. If it had conveyors or needed precision machinery or anything that did in minor mechanics, I used to do. And I was very proud of my labors and what I did. And I was also very proud of the amount of money I made while I did it. The other day on Charlie Rose, which is a TV show on PBS, they were discussing the General Motors restructuring. And one of the commentators, which I do not know his name, stated that GM had a horrible UAW contract, wherein in the next contract, after the restructuring, the UAW worker will actually have to work 40 hours in a week before he's paid overtime. Well, what the pundit or commentator failed to mention is, in the old UAW contract, it states, yes, if you work over 40 hours, you make time and a half. Well, it also states if you work anything over an 8-hour day, you get paid time and a half. So say you stayed at the plant for 16 hours, went home, went to bed, got up and came in the next day, and worked all the way through the week, just like that. But you didn't come into work the last day of your job week. So instead of 40 hours you put in, or 40 hours you put in 32. Well, 8 of those 32 hours you would get paid time and a half because you worked over 8 hours in one shift. That's that particular caveat in their contract. The other caveat is if you work, say, Saturday, which is not a normal workday week for a UAW worker. Now, I may be misconstruing this a little bit because this was my contract while working for Detroit Daimler Chrysler in their plant while rebuilding their plant. Anything over 8 hours in an 8-hour day was overtime. Saturday was mandatory overtime. No matter how many hours you worked that day on Saturday, since it's not a Monday through Friday work day, you got time and a half. Sundays, mandatory double. Now, some people are going, good God, that's insane. It's just outrageous. You also have to remember, I was a traveling construction worker at the time. I'm leaving my home base, which is in Florida, to drive to Detroit, Michigan, and on 24-hour notice, I mind you, I had to be there the next day, and go to work, to go to a shutdown to refit this plant. And these are the reasons why some of these union contracts that everyone loves to bash, they say, oh, the union gets whatever they want, they get this, they get... The union doesn't get everything they want, but they want their workers to be able to be well paid because this work isn't around all the time. A construction worker within the American Carpenters Joiners of America is seasonal. We had what we called turbine season, which was in the winter months when people aren't burning their air conditioner units up, so you can take apart your power plants, rebuild them so everyone has power in the morning and the machine doesn't break down and there's less outages. Then there was car plant season, which usually swung in right around the end of May, June, and July, the warmer months out of the year, when most of the UAW people are on vacation. And car sales kind of slumped during the summer, supposedly. But that was our season. You had turbine season during the winter, when spring kicked in, you went to cars, and then there was a dead zone between May, June, July, say August to September. About October is when it started kicking back. October into middle of November is when it started picking back up again. So you would work for 8 months out of the year, and then you would be off for like 3 to 4, sitting at the house drawing unemployment. And I made approximately what I make now at my current job, which is 5 days a week, 40 hours a week, grinding, doing mediocre, non-finishing tasks. Or after you get done, you look at your day and you go, wow, I got nothing accomplished. I feel empty inside because I worked my butt off for no appreciation, for no kind of acknowledgement of what you've done, and you can't see that anything's been accomplished, because the next day you're going to come back in and do the exact same thing all over again and nothing ever changes. In the construction outlook that I used to do, it was you came in, you did something, when it was done, you left, and you had a grand experience while you were there. For this man who's never done this work to make a statement of, wow, now they don't get paid overtime until a 40-hour week. That's how everybody should be. I mean, come on. UAW just gave them a horrible contract and they took it. Well, maybe they did get a horrible contract. But the UAW is not the reason why Chrysler went belly up.